race fan, it's incredibly exciting. It's one thing to watch the races, but to be able to be there and see it, feel the energy.
I think everybody's always looking forward to the start of the season here in St. Pete. It's a premier class event.
For the drivers themselves, they love to race here. It's a great place to start the year.
It's perfect here. Love everything about it. You know, the fact that the racetrack is on the water, the track layout's great. It's a perfect spot to open our IndyCar season.
Okay, let's get going. Good morning. I think you all know me, Chris Balestra, and welcome to the city launch of the 2019 Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg.
This race is important to the city for a couple reasons. We have anywhere from 100 to 200,000 people that come into our city from not just all around the country, but we also have people that come from around the world to this race here. When you have a race that's broadcast anywhere from 3 to 4 hours that shows the beauty of this city, people will see St. Petersburg and say, wow, I had no idea, and that causes them to come.
We have data that we look at as far as like what cities will fit to actually host an IndyCar race. So there were attributes that we looked at that made St. Petersburg a positive place to host a big time event.
We're here in the storage yard, standing amongst 20 million pounds of concrete barrier that serve as the walls and the safety barrier for the race. I volunteered to be the city liaison. The equivalent would be the race director for the city. So I am the main interface with all of the subcontractors and the promoter.
Our first year was really tough. Literally by city license back then, we had 65 days to build the track and dismantle it. Just to put it in perspective, 15 years later, we are down to 32 days, 17 days in February, 15 days in March.
Even while the setup is going on, they keep as many of the roads open as possible, as long as they can. They are, as are we as a city, working with those residents and businesses to make sure that the impact on them is minimized.
Put in about 4 miles of concrete block and fence. It's obviously a massive undertaking. Obviously the efficiencies that we've learned over the years, and a great team here at the city of St. Petersburg that works with us.
The thing that's unique about St. Petersburg race is that we are on the waterfront. We built a temporary track in a very short period of time on a very vibrant waterfront amongst the residents and the museums.
From the standpoint of the business community being involved, we've done something we call Embrace the Race, where we want our business community to feel like they are a part of the race.
Well, we certainly don't have a problem with people coming in race weekend. We love all the extra attention we get, and we love sort of being neighbors with the race. We're only 2 blocks away.
Hang flags, checkered flags, have drink specials and different discounts during race week to show that they are tied into the race and to draw in those race fans into their shops.
Well, we have checkerboard everywhere, so we want everybody, all the local race teams and all the race fans to know that this is a place to be. And I do a couple Talladega Nights themed shots for race week that people can get their hands on and try. So we got the 3 drinks here, and we're making it with Hornitos tequila. You have the Jean Girard, we have the Cal Naughton Jr. As they say, if you're not first, you're last. So we got the Ricky Bobby. We do it every race week. If somebody comes in, in the middle of October and they want one of the race special drinks, we're certainly going to do that for somebody, but we really push it race week. Seeing as this is the first race every single year, there's a few of the drivers that do live here in St. Pete, so it's really fun to be able to root on a local resident and hope that they win the race.
Sebastian could have chosen anywhere in the world, to live, and he chose St. Pete.
Yeah, I came over from Miami with my girlfriend at the time, who became my wife, Claire, and irony of the destiny, she got a full scholarship to study at USF in Tampa. So when she was done with school, we just found a house, and it happened to be here in Shore Acres. Definitely that St. Pete Grand Prix for me is, and the fact that we're running Kart for Kids charity and being the local, obviously, Just a lot of events happening and trying to make the promotion.
Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Let me get you to sign in.
So the Channel 10 part was a pretty nice morning show, obviously going in studio and just setting up the stage for both the event coming, the race, and then Kart for Kids.
Hi, camera 5, here we go. Big smile.
It's one of John Hopkins' all-children's top fundraisers ahead of the Firestone Grand Prix.
And this year, for the second time, the Kart for Kids Pro-Am will be held on the actual racetrack for the 2019 Firestone Grand Prix. Welcome to the show. Last year's winner, Sebastian Vettel. We have
Obviously it's not my first rodeo. I mean, do you get comfortable with that? I don't know. I'm not a really stressed out guy, so I just kind of go with the flow. You know, I just turned 40 years old today, so I'm not a kid anymore.
Happy birthday!
I kind of go into the start of the season not thinking about it, because all I do from a month before until the race itself starts on Thursday is all about pretty much Kart for Kids. It's part of helping the promoters, being there for and with the city and the community, and you know, trying to give back with the charity.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for
guys.
coming in. Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you. Well, hope to see you on the Monday after the race.
Okay, I'll see you with the trophy here in a few weeks. Right?
See you on Monday after the race.
The Mayor's Karting Challenge is always a highlight, I think, of the week of events that go on as we lead up to the race on Sunday. My favorite time of the year.
I know.
I need to sing that Christmas song. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It was a way for us to let all of the other mayors and elected officials throughout the Tampa Bay region know that this is an event, while it's being hosted here in St. Petersburg, we believe it has a regional impact.
Is George Credicos driving too?
All the mayors are driving? Yeah.
The whole lead up to the event, the mayor and I obviously spend quite a bit of time together and have a lot of events, and he's a big supporter of Kart for Kids, all children's. So he comes, races in the media challenge.
So you're going to win this year?
I hope so.
Who's on your team?
Well, the first one
one's the mayor's.
So
There's no celebrity?
No.
yeah, the mayor's.
He's a fierce competitor and a racing enthusiast.
Sir, Paul Thomas.
Hey, Paul, nice to meet you.
927.
Over here, over from McDill.
All right.
Our reserve wing.
Thank you for your service. Are you racing?
I am.
Uh-oh.
His records on the mayor's contest and challenges at the GoKart place is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, it's like every year that I've won, it increases the pressure.
I know.
I mean, the mayor is a pretty good driver.
Now, normally, I fully approve of the results of that race because for 4 years running, I brought the championship back home here to St. Petersburg. Unfortunately, my string of successful races ended this year when I came in second to a commander from MacDill Air Force Base. Did you have a good time?
Yeah, it's always fun.
I didn't win.
Huh? Oh, come on.
No.
Well, at least I was consistent. I came in last again.
So I guess if I've got to come in second to somebody, congratulations. Losing to a guy from MacDill who is serving our country so well is not a bad guy to come in second to. Morning, how are you? Scott, nice to meet you. This is an important event for us here in St. Petersburg, and the best way to symbolize that is by raising a flag signifying that this event is going to be happening this weekend.
You know, to be embraced like this, embrace the race, it's just so special.
The love that is showed and displayed by the community and the mayor and everybody involved is remarkable, and you get that nowhere else.
I think all of you who know me, you know that I love this race. And I love what it means for our city. You know, we'll have a driver that will show up and participate in the ceremony with us. Thank you to Scott Dixon for being here with us today. It also tells us that Indy values this race and that, you know, they would send one of their drivers here to take part in the festivities. My expectation is that all of the residents of this city, all of you, will come out and enjoy some racing on Saturday and Sunday. Give yourself an opportunity to see the best racing by the best drivers in the world.
Yesterday was the Mayor's Karting Challenge, so it gets the mayors from the surrounding communities in. Today, obviously, this flag raising. It's just such a fabric of the city. We're looking forward to some, as always here in St. Petersburg, some more firsts on the street. And again, welcome everyone. Let's get that flag in the air and go racing. Thank you. I think obviously as race events grow, they just become such a fabric of the community.
The media event, it's the real kickoff of the race weekend. You gather all the media, more international coverage for St. Pete. They have their season preview and who's going to be strong. Like I said, there's a lot of guys who are going to have opportunities to show what they're capable of, and that's what IndyCar is all about. There was the French press that, you know, covers, but I would say they cover this one, maybe another one, 500, and then usually the final. Regardless of what happens, it's a great weekend. It's the kickoff of the season, and everybody's pretty excited about that, and yeah, definitely looking forward to it. And they do a really good job at, again, engaging the community, getting the Chamber of Commerce in the mix, and it's a pretty big success.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We've got a couple issues with city crews right now. We're going to go check on them and find out what they need. We have to go to the back. There's an area in the park that was damaged because of the rain. Take a look at it and see how we're going to make repairs to it. It's actually not that bad. Could have resulted in a lot of work. At this point in the game, we don't have much choice, so we asked them to minimize it, which they did, and kind of reduce some of the damage. There's a depression in the track, so we have to take and fix it so it's safe for the race cars. Jimmy Lewis!
Hey.
You guys almost done?
We almost got him.
You got a little more to do?
A little more to do.
So we got to dig it out. Because it's the racetrack, we just can't patch it. We have to put a heavy piece of concrete in there because the downdraft can actually suck it out of the asphalt and throw it in the air.
All right.
Hey, it's always good to see you.
You too, Tony.
Interacting with the personnel on the field is a key part of my job. It's something that I take personally, and I think they deserve to have the credit. You good?
Yeah.
All right.
Great.
They're doing the hard work. They're doing the heavy lifting. I'm just kind of the conductor, the orchestrator. All right. Well, thank the rest of them, and we'll see you later tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, as a resident, you know, to be able to drive, I mean, look, none of us get a chance to drive our cars on the Indy 500 track, but all of us get to drive our cars on an Indy racetrack.
I'm fond of saying now that our race event, our world-class motorsport event, it just happens to fall on the same weekend as all these other activities.
We've done some and programmed some things at night during race weekend, in particular on race weekend, because we want people to continue to stay downtown. After you go to the race and enjoy a great day of racing, we want you to go to our restaurant. We want you to go to that local shop. We're fortunate in St. Petersburg. We get to host some very large events that are incredibly popular. This one gives us international attention, and it draws visitors from all over the world.
People seeing it on TV around pretty much every country around the world, seeing how nice it looks, I think a lot of people find their sweet spot and the balance to want to come back every year.
I guess you always have to say that the hometown guys have an advantage in this being his adopted hometown. I mean, I think he's got a lot of fans here, a lot of support here, no doubt.
I love the wall ceremony because it's a way of giving a permanent monument to each of the winners that we've had here. Getting to stand with Sebastian and watching him put his plaque up on that wall, signifying 2 years in a row and winning last year, was pretty special.
Some great champions, some great names, and yeah. 17, Sebastian Vettel. 2018, Sebastian Vettel. It's pretty cool.
St. Petersburg race fans, time to welcome one of your own. Here's two-time winner, Sebastian Vettel. Sebastian is a very integral part of Kart for Kids. The fund raised total record-breaking $185,000. So about a big round of applause for Sebastian Vettel and the kids.
With a street race, first off, it's significantly more challenging to the driver, and that always makes it a little bit more exciting.
It's tough because there's no margin for error. With the concrete walls set up, you're trying to get every inch of that racetrack.
And you're racing on a street course, you're having to deal with different turns, you're having to deal with different road surfaces.
History doesn't really matter when it comes down to a race, and you just give your best and hope that things work out.
It just makes you proud that the employees come out, the promoter comes out, and that the people come to see our city and witness this great spectacle.
It's time for those most famous words in all of sports.
Drivers, start your engine.
Just a great atmosphere, it's a great vibe over the race weekend, a great energy, and we love coming here.
Down here, all you have to say is Grand Prix. Everybody knows, and I think that's a special place to be in.
I look at it and remember it on year one, and I look at it, here we are 15 years later. I think this race is just going to continue to grow and grow and grow.
That's the reason why this event has grown as much as it has and become such an important and intricate part of the IndyCar series. There's no limit. It could become the second biggest event of the whole series after the 500.
Joseph
Dragon class today.
He wins in St Petersburg.
There they are, race fans, our top three finishers in the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg.